Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to take a look at the best 10 brawlers for ranked for season 25. I know there's a few days left of season 24, but I want to give you guys an early heads up because there's going to be some changes in the meta, also some changes to the modifiers as well, because that's going to spruce things up as well. So let's just dive into it. Repeat.gg is an esports tournament platform where epic gamers like yourself can sign up to earn cool prizes and cash too, whilst playing literally their favorite games. The thing I love most about Repeat.gg is that you don't have to be an insane pro player to win these tournaments, making it very unique for the Brawl Stars scene. It's all about the grind and gaining those trophies. Signing up is super simple. You don't need to download an app or anything. Just go to the Brawl Stars section on Repeat.gg and connect your Supercell ID to play. Don't worry, they're completely trusted as they're owned by Giant's PlayStation. The most common tournament format is trophy grind. So the person who pushes the most trophies will ultimately win the most prizes. But don't worry, up to 30 to 40% of players will receive some type of payout, which is really cool. I love that about Repeat.gg. Also, there's always multiple tournaments going on, but don't worry, you can enter multiple at the same time, so you're not just locked into one tournament, which is another great feature. So make sure to join the action at Repeat.gg using the link in the description. And thanks again to Repeat.gg for sponsoring today's video. So starting off as probably the best brawler to max out in ranks so far, it is 100% Angelo. So Angelo, through competitive what I've been watching, he's either been banned pretty much every single map, every single game mode, or he's been played because he's absolutely broken. So if you're unsure why he's so good, in the right hands, he's going to absolutely melt. So of course, he just deals insane damage with his normal attack, but then once he gets his super, he can pretty much one-shot every single brawler in the game. The really good thing about him as well, he's got Sting and Flight as a gadget, which allows him to jump away from any aggressive brawlers. He's got the Empower Star Power, which makes him heal up, which is really important for a brawler like Angelo, where healing is actually really hard. So the Star Power allows him to keep healed up. He also has one of the longest ranges in the game, very fast movement speed, super versatile, and hardly no brawlers counter him. So Angelo is definitely the best brawler to max out with the ranked season. So moving into the next brawler you must absolutely play in the new ranked season, it has to be Charlie. So Charlie is 100% a top 3 brawler in the game right now. Some people just don't understand how to really play Charlie, and people I've seen complaining on Twitter saying that Charlie isn't even that strong. To be honest, it is a skill diff because Charlie's so easy to play. You can just spam auto aim so easily. You can spam the Spider's gadget relentlessly and win your lane. The reason why Charlie's so good, she got a hypercharge buff recently, which has allowed her just to make more crazy plays. Again, she counters so many different brawlers. Her super is one of the best inside of the game. And again, you can always switch around her build. If you're facing off against brawlers that can shoot through her spiders, you can just change to the personal space gadget and then counter them type of brawlers. Again, you take a look at every single map and scenario, you could pretty much always go Charlie. She counters so many of the top meta brawlers. She's never really banned out, so you still get to play her a lot, and she's so busted in this meta. So moving on to the next brawler you must absolutely max out for the season in ranked, we have Larry and Lori. So the twins are still absolutely all over the meta, even though they've got several nerfs, which I thought won't really kill them, but make them a lot weaker. But still, for me, they're a top 5 brawler easily. So some people are still in denial, saying that the twins aren't OP anymore, and they definitely are. So the main reason why they're just so good is because they still didn't really fix, I would say, the big problem with them. The healing gadget still is super versatile. They're still really easy to use. The unload speed didn't really affect them too much, to be honest. A lot of times you can just keep your range easily with Larry and Lori, and even if opponents get quicker, you normally have Lori who's able to help you. And then once you get one robot, you can easily cycle over to the next, so you can start spamming your gadget. And the survivability with this brawler is just absolutely insane. You can use them everywhere as well. They're still busted, so make sure to abuse them in the next season of ranked. So moving into the next brawler you must absolutely play so much in the next season of ranked, it has to be Spike. So I'm thinking at the absolute top level of Brawl Stars, Spike is overrated. But after playing a bunch on my mini account, people abuse Spike a lot. And I can see why now, because nobody, and I mean nobody, knows how to dodge curveballs. So that's just going to be free hits for you, especially if you're not really the most skilled player out there. I'd say just abuse Spike because he's still a really strong brawler, got good consistent damage output, and his hypercharge still is pretty good. Again, I do complain a lot that he's overrated, but at the same time, you can never really go too wrong with going Spike. If you're unsure on who to go, if you're not really comfortable with a sharpshooter, if you're not comfortable with any type of lane, then again, you can just go Spike. He can actually pretty much win most interactions if you're a good player, except for, I'd say, throwers. So yeah, can always go with a trusty Spike. So moving into the next Brawl you must absolutely play with the next season of Ranked, we have Bonnie. So recently, she received 2 buffs, a damage buff and also a supercharge rate buff. So now when you have the supercharge gear, it takes you 3 hits to get your super, and that's made the world of difference with Bonnie. She used to be like a D tier brawler. I would say she's up into the A tier easily. The good thing about Bonnie as well, she's super versatile because of course, on long range maps like Bridge Too Far, for example, you've got the cannon form that can compete with those snipers, especially if you use the gadget charge gear. You get 4 sugar rushes, you're able to then just run all over snipers because you've got so much HP. And then if there's any other brawlers that are annoying you, like a thrower or maybe like a Spike, I don't know, a squishy brawler, then you can just jump on them with ease. 3 hits for super, that's just infinite pressure. You're just consistently chaining supers, then your opponents are just consistently dying because Bonnie's super is so strong. Again, she's going to be better on game modes like Heist, Hot Zone, where she was really strong on before all those nerfs. And you take a look at the modifiers as well. I think she's going to be a good asset for your team. So for me, Bonnie's easily one of the best brawlers in the game. So moving into the next brawler you must absolutely max out. It is Cordelia. So still, he's running all over the meta. One of the few brawlers that didn't receive a nerf at the top of the meta. I'm unsure why, because he's still so consistently strong. So I've seen a lot in monthly finals this weekend. His win rate must be through the roof. A good Cordelius will win pretty much every single matchup. Most people are actually switching over to the combo shrooms star power instead to give you that extra DPS in a 1v1. You then put on the shield gear and the extra gadget gear with the jump gadget, and it makes Cordelius such just a terror to deal with. He's able to jump over walls, just destroy throwers with ease, destroy tanks, and just be a menace. As I said, there's a little bit of a skill cap to him because he has such limited range, but if you can just cause a lot of pressure, consistently chain your supers, then you're able to pretty much play him anywhere except for those really long range maps. So now moving into the next brawlers that you must max out with the brand new season, we have Mortis and BB. I'm anticipating that both of these brawlers are going to be really good on the new modified sick beats. So I've not really spoke about this too much, but these are 2 brawlers that are going to be good. So sick beats, if you don't know what it is, basically all brawlers are immune from any type of crowd control. So I believe that's like a pushback, any type of like super or slow, you know, like a Piper gadget or a Maisie super, just stun, anything like that, they're immune. So I'm thinking the brawlers that get wrecked by those type of things, BB, Mortis, Edgar, you know, any type of assassin, they're going to be extra strong. Or any brawler that hasn't got any type of stun in their kit, probably just going to get a little bit better because indirectly they're not getting affected, if you get what I mean. So again, like BB and Mortis, you think of all the pain that you go through. Mortis, if you're dashing in on a Piper, you no longer have to worry about the knockback gadget. BB, you don't have to worry about all of the primos jumping on you or buzz stuns or Colette pushing you back or anything like that. So I think it's going to be crazy with this modifier. I'm excited to try it out. Just like Big Friend, I think it's going to impact the meta and the brawler pool a lot. But I think for now, any type of assassin that struggles like that, definitely going to be strong. So moving into the next brawler you must max out for the next season, we have Amber. So Amber still is pretty underrated even by myself, but you can never really go wrong going her. I know she received a damage nerf about a month ago or so, but still she's a top pick in terms of the pro player pool. So if you're looking for the best scenarios to play her in, any kind of Brawl map, gem grab map, heist, hot zone, just as long as it's not bounty and knockout, you're going to have a good matchup with Amber. The reason why she's so good as well, because you can switch up on the gadgets. If you're playing on a map which has a lot of walls, or if you're facing off against tanks, you can easily switch over to the Dancing Flames gadget, which just deals so much damage since the recent buff to it. Or if you're playing on a more long range map with a little bit more control that's needed, I don't know, like Ring of Fire for example, then you probably need the other gadget which gives you a little bit of a speed and you're able to cycle through those supers. So Amber's just still so hard to deal with. She still deals insane damage once you lock onto a player, and it's hard to counter a good Amber. So next up, this might be a little bit of a surprise, but at number 9 I went with a Buster. So for me, I think it takes a good team, I would say, a good team synergy to pull out a good Buster. But at the same time, if you really know how to play Buster, I don't know too much about him myself, then you're able to make a big impact right now in the meta. So again, he's actually like a top 5 played brawler in competitive right now, which people might be confused because he's received a few nerfs within the last few balance changes. It was only like a 1% damage nerf last time around, so it wasn't really the most, but players are really abusing Buster in the current map pool. I think that's the big thing about him. So there's just a lot of really passive maps in this map pool. You think of New Horizons and Bell's Rock, for example. Literally his super can cover an entire lane. So once you kind of camped around your teammate, got that first super, you can then use that super to push your opponents back, tank everything, and gain map control. His gadget is a free kill every single time. Pretty much if you get a brawler that has, I don't know, around 6,000 HP, you can pull them towards you, 2 shots, and they're dead. Still, Buster is an insane pick, so underrated. I just think you must play him in this next meta. So now moving on to the final brawlers you must absolutely max out with the next ranked season. I have a good late pick brawler like Sprout or Miko. So both of these brawlers have hypercharges, but I've just been seeing so much Sprout late picks right now. Again, I don't think his hypercharge has completely broken the game, but he's still like a good late pick in heists, and just overall he's a lot better now in bounty, knockout. So I like Sprout for that reason. And again, I really like Miko as a late pick. I ban him pretty much all of the time if the opponent has 6th pick, because he counters so many different brawlers. He has a lot of good maps as well, like Minecraft Madness, any gem grab map, really, bounty, knockout. Even in the heist, he can be pretty annoying on maps like Pit Stop. Also, I've not really spoke about the bobbed ammo modifier because I'm unsure how it's really going to affect the meta. From the sounds of it, it just basically adds an extra 10% damage onto your attack. So really, I think that's going to impact everyone fairly. Again, I might be completely wrong with this. I'll do a video on this in the future, but I feel like everyone's just going to be the same. It just means every brawler is going to deal more damage. I think that's how it's going to work. Also, there's going to be a modifier that's going to be brought over from the current ranks season, but I don't know it yet. I've asked about it. I'm unsure. So here's some brawlers quickly in case I can't give you guys an update in time. So quick fire, you want to go brawlers like Jean, Leon, and Gale. You have Big Friend. You want to go brawlers like Frank and Colette. And then time detonation, pretty much any sniper like Piper, Nanny, and Belle. So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. A lot to go through with ranks, but again, I've been watching all the competitive games recently going on this weekend, and these are all the brawlers that I'm seeing banned a lot, picks a lot. Also, I tried to anticipate the new mods, but I feel like it's actually going to be pretty weird. I don't know how it's really going to completely affect it, but as I said, once rank drops literally the next day, I'll do a video on the best brawlers for every single modifier. That's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.